everyone, my name is Hannah. Welcome to a new video. Today's video is going to be a bit of an unhaul video. So I did just buy a whole new shelf, so I do have plenty of room on my shelves. I'm not trying to make space on my shelves, but I just have a few books that I am like not really wanting to look at anymore. I don't want them on my shelves anymore. I don't necessarily need the space, but I just don't want to keep these books. I have a few that I've already taken off my shelves, and then I know that there's some on my shelves that I just haven't taken off yet that I do want to get rid of, so I'm going to be going through my shelves and unhauling some books. So I have a small little stack here of books that I already know I'm going to be getting rid of, so I'm going to go through those first, and then I also have a small little stack of books that are like on the chopping block that I'm gonna try to read in the next month or two, and if I don't get to them, I'm just gonna let them go. So the first one in this pile is gonna be no shock to anybody, and that is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I hated this book, worst book of the year, maybe the worst book that I've ever read. I really did not enjoy it, but luckily my friend Christina loved it, and so she wants to get the physical copies so I can just give this to her. So it's going to a good home where it will be loved, because it will not be loved here. I'm also going to unhaul Someday Maybe by Lauren Graham. I don't know why exactly I thought that this was a good idea to buy. It was on clearance at Half Price Books for $3, and I was like, sure, why not? And then I read the first like 50 pages or so, and I just couldn't with the main character. She was just too much for me, and I'm just gonna get rid of it. I don't need this. I'm also letting go of Neon Gods by Katie Robert. I DNF'd this one. I think I got like 150-ish pages in. I don't even remember, but it just wasn't for me. I really like Hades and Persephone retellings, but this one, their relationship just went way too fast for me. There was like no buildup at all. They met, and then the next night they're already like getting together, and I just was not about that. I just didn't enjoy it. I just was like, I don't know, not invested at all. I just didn't care. So I ended up DNFing it. I'm a little sad about that, but I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna put it on my Pango Books shop, and hopefully somebody else can find this and enjoy it more than I did. A while back when I was reading the Zodiac Academy books, I found this book, Kings of Quarantine, by the same authors, Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti, who wrote the Zodiac Academy books. I found this for really cheap, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And I just like really don't have any interest in this. I don't know, like I just like bought it on an impulse. And it's a reverse harem set in like a boarding school, and it's like another bully romance. But I don't know that I'm into the idea of a reverse harem. Like, I just don't think that that's gonna do it for me. Like, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy that. I do want to give one a try, but it's not this one. So, but yeah, I found this for really cheap, and I just thought I would go for it. So if I do ever decide to pick this up, I'm gonna pick it up on Kindle Unlimited, but I don't need the physical copy. Yeah, that's it on that one. And then the next one is only because I replaced it with a different copy, and that is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I do really like this book, but I wanted to get it in the paperback version, and also this is just like a book of the month edition, but I found that I am starting to prefer paperbacks a lot more, especially in like contemporary or romance, like literally anything other than fantasy. I just prefer a paperback. So I found the paperback at Half Price Books, so I decided to replace it for this, just because like if I ever reread it, I want to read the paperback. I know that's like a super trivial thing, but whatever, it's my books, so I'm gonna get rid of the hardcover copy. I also bought a copy of Mistborn, the first Mistborn book by Brandon Sanderson, and I just did the anti-TBR tag where I talked about how I have no interest in reading Brandon Sanderson, and that was like partially true. I sometimes get sucked into all the hype that surrounds his books, and like my friends are all wanting to read them, and so I'm like feeling the FOMO of that. But every time I think about reading a Brandon Sanderson book, I get this like feeling of annoyance. I can't explain it. I've only read one of his books, and I DNF'd it at like 50 pages, so can't really judge that. I mean, like, I really did not enjoy it. It has one of my biggest pet peeves in books ever, and I know that that's like a thing that happens in like most of his books, so I don't know if that's what it is, but anytime I like think about picking up this book, I'm just like, so I'm gonna unhaul this. And then I have a couple books here that are like on the chopping block that I want to give a chance before I get rid of them, but we'll see. The first one is Twisted Games by Anna Huang. So obviously I did not like Twisted Love at all, but I've heard that this one is much better. I did try it and DNF it, but it was right in that time where I was like in a horrible mood and just like grumpy about everything that I was picking up and not enjoying anything that I was reading. So I don't think I gave this a fair shot. So I want to retry it. If I'm not enjoying it by like the 150 page mark, then I'm just going to DNF it and then I'll unhaul it, and this will go to Christina as well. But I'm going to see if I like it first. If I'm vibing with it when I try it again, then I'll be keeping it. But if not, again, it's going to go to a good home. I also have Dark Fae by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. So this is another reverse harem, but it's set in the same world as the Zodiac Academy books. But again, I'm not sure how I feel about reverse harem. I feel like if I try one, or if my friends are all reading this, I'm going to want to read this. So I want to hang on to it to see if like anybody else is going to pick it up, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm going to hold on to it for a little bit, but it's on the chopping block. And then the other book that's on the chopping block for me is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. This is one of those beautiful illustrated editions. It's like illustrated with all these really pretty like floral, I don't know what you call them, floral whatever art. And it has like little inserts in it throughout, like little things about the author and like family tree and just like cute little stuff like that. So it is a very cool copy. It's just like, I'm not a big classics reader. I did read and enjoy Pride and Prejudice with this edition while I followed along with the audiobook. So I do want to try that same thing, but I don't want to force myself to read it, and it's like stressing me out that it's just sitting on my TBR this whole time. So I want to give it a shot. I'm holding on to it for now, but it's on the chopping block. So now let's go through my shelves and see what books I can get rid of. So here's my TBR cart. None of those are going to be leaving me, at least until I at least give them a shot. These books I am all very, very excited to get to. Then we have this little shelf here, and I know I'm going to be getting rid of a lot from right here, my thriller shelf, because I've just decided I'm not going to reread thrillers. I don't think I'm getting rid of any up here. I know I'm going to keep all of these. I will probably try to replace these two with the paperbacks so my whole series matches, but... And then I did unhaul this at one point, but I decided to keep it because I did like these two. I really didn't like the third Stalking Jack the Ripper book, but I do really like these two. So I think I'm going to keep these two. I think I'm going to keep everything on this shelf. Here is where it's about to get real because I can just see a lot of things that I don't want anymore. So I'm going to get rid of the first or the second two Good Girl's Guide to Murder books, but I think I'm going to get rid of these two. I didn't like this book. The longer I've sat with it, like the lower the rating gets for me because I really did not like the turn that this one took. This one was fun. It was fine, but I probably would never reread it. I would only ever reread the first one again. So I think I'm going to get rid of these two. Bunny is Staying is my favorite horror book. The Good Daughter I did really like, but I'm just never going to reread it. So I'm going to let this one go as well. Pretty Girls is probably my favorite thriller, or one of them, top 3, but like it was so traumatizing for me to read this. I don't know that I'll ever reread it. This one might go in the on the chopping block, like in the maybe pile. I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile. These two were gifted to me, so I'm gonna keep those. That's from my friend Ashley from Ashley's Little Library, so I'm keeping those. Definitely gonna get rid of The Haunting of Ashburn House because I didn't care about this one. I mean, like, it was fine, but like literally never gonna reread it. Never gonna think about this book again. Loved this whole series. Can't wait to reread that. Gone Girl might actually be my favorite thriller of all time. I can't believe I read it for the first time this year, but keeping that one. Listen, these are my two favorite Riley Sagers, but I don't think I'll ever read them. Actually, like, I say Home Before Dark is my favorite, but I don't think I'll ever reread that one. I think I might actually reread The Last Time I Lied, and I know my mom was interested in reading this one, so I'm gonna hold on to this one, but I think I'm gonna get rid of Home Before Dark because honestly I don't think I'm ever gonna reread it. Then we go down here. I have the guest list, which I gave 5 stars to, but I'm never going to reread it. I keep saying that over and over, but with thrillers, like, that is truly the case for me, I won't reread these. Letting this one go, same reason, won't reread it. Did really like it though, even though I DNF'd it the first time I tried to read it, but I did like it on the second time, but I won't reread it. The Night Swim I'm actually gonna keep. I did really enjoy that one, and I like tabbed a couple parts of it, and I would reread this one. Silent Patient absolutely blew me away, but I'm not gonna reread it. And then Ace of Spades was gifted to me from my good friend Naomi, so I'm gonna keep this one and put my little gnome up on that shelf. So I have like a completely empty shelf. Oh god. Keeping all of my graphic novels for now. Would really love to replace volume 10 of Giant Days, but I can't find it literally anywhere, so there's that. Then we come to this shelf. I know for sure I'm just gonna grab it right away. This is not staying. This needs to go. Didn't like it. One of my most disappointing books of the year. No thank you. I think I'm also going to get rid of City of Thorns by C.N. Crawford. I did enjoy this one, but I'm not going to reread it, and I'm going to read the rest of the series on Kindle Unlimited. So I just found it for cheap on Pango Books. That's why I bought it, but this doesn't need to stay. I think that's it from this shelf. Those are all going to stay. Those are all going to stay. Those are probably all going to stay. Ooh, I see one. Book of Night by Holly Black. I wanted to love this so bad, but it was so boring. No thanks. And then I'm going to keep all of those. LOL, as if I would ever get rid of any of these. What a joke. Keeping my Zodiac Academy books. I'm keeping all of my romances. I love all of these. I haven't finished this one yet though, so honestly, this should probably go on my TBR cart, but I'm leaving it here. Keeping all my Penelope Douglas books. Brutal Prince was gifted to me from Christina, so I'm keeping that. Here's my contemporary shelf. I really want to replace Malibu Rising and Anxious People, but I annotated Anxious People, so I might end up keeping this copy, even though I want the paperback. But Malibu Rising I do want to replace. These two I liked, but I don't know if I need to keep them. This one is in really terrible condition. But the third one is coming out, and I feel like once the third one comes out, I'm going to want these. So I'm going to hold on to them for now. Didn't like this one, but it was a gift from Jan, so I'm keeping it. Oh, this one can go. No. That was the most traumatizing fucking book I've ever read, and I will never reread it. No, thank you. Please don't ever read that. Please don't read it. These books I'm all keeping, and then I have these couple right over here. Migrations was a 5-star, so I'm definitely keeping that one. Plus, it was a gift from Ashley, but I don't think I need to hold on to Once There Were Wolves anymore. I did really like that one though, but I don't know. Maybe I'll actually keep it. I'm sorry for teasing you there. Okay, I decided I am going to get rid of Pretty Girls because I'm not going to ever reread it, and I literally don't need this. Even looking at it right now makes me queasy, so it can go. I actually decided to come back and unhaul this one here, King of Battle and Blood. I did like this one, but it was like nothing special to me, and I don't even know if I want to continue this series. If I do, I just will probably pick them up on Kindle Unlimited because I really don't think that I'm going to buy the next book. And yeah, it was just fine. Every time I think about this, I'm like, why? Okay, so here are all of the books I'm getting rid of. It is a pile of 19. Wish I could have got it to 20. But that's okay. I'm gonna just keep the ones that I said. So yeah, that is going to be it for this little unhaul. I feel better that I know I'm going to be letting these books go. I'm ready to let them go. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, leave the green heart emoji. I don't know why. Maybe because Home Before Dark is in here and it's very green. Who knows? But leave the green heart emoji if you made it to the end of this video. And thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.